Akash Inti, your favorite reflection of you, checking in from the forest today. This one is an enchanted forest, and incredibly muddy. But that's just the way it is. One of the things I love about going out and hiking in nature is the lessons that I learn while I'm on the journey in and of itself. What do you mean by that, Akash? Well, I mean that it's always a different day. So every day I go out in nature, there's certain days where back to back it might look very similar, or week to week. But it's always a different day. In other words, being that like the trail is always different. It's very similar and it might be kind of same-ish, like there's similar checkpoints, if you will, but the ground is always different, the temperature is always different, the humidity is always different, the wind is always different. There's always something, the lighting is always different. There's always something that's different and makes it a very unique experience, which is one thing I love. And thus, as a result, I'm able to kind of see whatever problems I'm encountering and facing in my life. I see it in the path itself, or the trail, or the little obstacles that are around. Anyways, enough talking about little obstacles that are around while you are on a nature hike. Today has been absolutely incredible and magical more than anything. I've noticed in the day itself how at ease and relaxed I am. And then you're like, well, what makes you so eased and relaxed? Well, the way I'm conducting myself and the way that I'm approaching things is from a place of ease. And ease in the body, ease in the spine, ease in the legs, the hips that might be carrying some tension, ease in the shoulders, the neck, and the face. And becoming more aware of what does ease actually feel like, because in the modern day, I've found that it's very easy to get stressed and to carry that tension with us. Yet at the same time, we're all really looking for some relaxation. And that's our natural state, is to be relaxed. Life must be easy because it's easy in the animal kingdom. And well, though we're in a magical kingdom, it's very similar rules. I've been working on tonality, a lot of tonality today over the past few days. I'm playing with it. What does tonality really mean? What are the different types of tonality that we're speaking at? And what do these tonalities elicit in others? In other words, what does our tonality say about us without actually saying it? AZD, one of my mentors, talks about this concept of speaking at a specific tonality is communicating in a specific way. So there's a tonality that's being delivered that sounds like a flow of logic and a way of me communicating to you and you receiving and understanding information. Now, that would also be dependent on how compliant you are with my request. In other words, that would be dependent on our relationship. If we have a good relationship, then you're probably going to be a lot more accepting of my ideas than if the relationship is a bit more strained. That doesn't mean that it won't be accepted. It simply means that there needs to be a greater exchange for both parties. So that's interesting. Anyways, that kind of just came about right now, and I guess that's kind of like, that solidified a lot of thinking for me, so thank you. The other thing I've been noticing is like the whole concept of mirrors, and I talk about this, I reflect on this a lot, which is kind of funny that you're saying reflect when we're talking about mirrors, but it's the idea that when we look around us, what we're really seeing is a mirror of what's going on inside. In other words, if I see nature around me, and if I see all of these trees and I'm like, whoa, a bunch of building materials, I can make a tree house with this. Or I can start a whole lumber industry thing. That's one way of seeing it. That means the reflection of what's going on inside means that I'm very much thinking of like business. In that scenario, it would be like business or building or productivity in some way, shape, or form. Another person might look around and be like, wow, what a beautiful area. So beautiful and so much to appreciate here. That would reflect what's going on inside that person. That person would probably be someone who views a lot of beauty in their life and really appreciates it. Another person might be like, oh man, why are we in the woods right now? It's kind of cold and I want to be not stung by mosquitoes, even though there's no mosquitoes right now, but then there is mosquitoes right now. It would be a very different person, someone who tends to like being inside. Maybe that's a reflection of what's going on within them. So it's so interesting when we hear others communicate outside about the world outside of them. All they're really saying is everything that's going on inside of them. It's so beautiful, and I love that, So I've been coming back to this concept and seeing, what am I talking about? What are the ideas that I'm talking about? Or what's going on in here by the way that I externalize and verbalize things? And it's incredible. It really is. So I appreciate these little check-ins for myself, because it's a way of me interpreting and understanding and processing the world better. And isn't that what we're looking to really do? Wow, I'm at around 6 minutes and a few seconds. So that's interesting, because the time just flew by. And that's one of the interesting things that I've noticed as well, is that time really flies by. And like the concept of like time being time as in like, okay, it's 6 o'clock right now. Or the concept of time being like, oh yeah, it's like kind of right around sundown-y, but like that feeling of like, oh man, it's just going, and it goes by a lot quicker when you're really enjoying and appreciating whatever the moment is. And that's what the idea is the moment can keep going. The moment is only as long as the moment is, and then it stops. Keep up, thrive, stay sexy.